From the dawn of civilization, few materials have captivated the human imagination like gold. Across every continent, in every era, gold has stood for permanence, power, and purity. But why this metal? Of all the elements in the Earth's crust, why has gold become the universal measure of wealth and the symbol of immortality? The story of gold is the story of humanity itself, a sick journey through discovery, desire, and domination. The earliest evidence of gold's use lies in the graves of the ancient Varna necropolis in Bulgaria, dating back nearly 6,500 years to around 4600 BCE. There, archaeologists uncovered more than 3,000 delicate gold artifacts, necklaces, scepters, and ornaments buried with the dead, the oldest known worked gold in human history. Around the same time, in the river valleys of Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Indus, small pieces of native gold were gathered from riverbeds and crafted into amulets and crowns. In Egypt, the word Nub itself meant gold, giving its name to the kingdom of Nubia, whose mines along the Nile supplied pharaohs with the metal of the gods. From the temples of Karnak to the tomb of Tut, gold came to embody divine light and eternal life. And far across the Atlantic, in the mountains of South America, the Andean civilizations revered gold as the sweat of the sun, crafting masks and idols that gleamed under the high-altitude light. In the beginning, gold was easy to find, washed down by rivers and collected by hand. Ancient prospectors sifted river sands in wooden bowls, panning for flakes that settled to the bottom because of their weight. As surface deposits ran out, miners followed gold into the earth. In Egypt's eastern desert, men armed with stone hammers and copper chisels hacked into quartz veins beneath the desert sun. By the Bronze Age, entire mining settlements appeared, with laborers, overseers, and slaves working in dangerous, suffocating tunnels. The Romans would later transform mining into an industry of staggering scale. In northern Spain, they used the ruina montium technique, diverting rivers to collapse entire hillsides and wash out gold-bearing rock. Centuries later, medieval miners crushed ore with water-powered mills, and by the Renaissance, mercury was introduced to amalgamate gold, improving yields but poisoning generations.
In the 19th century, the Industrial Revolution, mechanized mining. Steam engines pumped water from shafts hundreds of meters deep, dynamite blasted rock, and huge stamp mills pulverized ore. Today, extraction happens on a scale unimaginable to the ancients. Open-pit mines miles wide, cyanide leaching plants, and industrial refineries run by global corporations. Yet the process remains perilous. Toxic runoff contaminates rivers, landscapes are stripped bare, and miners still risk their lives for a glint of yellow metal. Gold did not just enrich individuals. It reshaped entire economies and empires. Around 550 BCE, in the kingdom of Lydia, in western Anatolia, King Croesus minted the world's first pure gold coins. Suddenly, value could be standardized, portable, and trusted. From there, coinage spread through the Persian Empire, Greece, and Rome, the Roman aureus, Byzantine solidus, and later the Islamic dinar all carried the same message, that the ruler controlled not just armies, but the very medium of wealth. By the Middle Ages, gold had become the foundation of global trade. Venetian ducats and Florentine florins crossed the seas, connecting Asia, Africa, and Europe in a golden web of commerce. Then came the age of exploration and conquest. When Spanish ships reached the Americas in the 16th century, they found entire civilizations built on gold. The Inca and Aztec treasures astonished the conquistadors, who melted centuries of craftsmanship into bullion. Shiploads of gold poured into Europe, fueling wars, inflation, and the birth of modern capitalism. By the 1700s, the great Brazilian rush filled Portugal's coffers, while in Africa, enslaved labor extracted gold from Ashanti and South African mines. Gold drove colonization, migration, and exploitation. It became the ultimate prize of empire. In the modern era, few events captured that obsession like the gold rushes. In 1848, when James Marshall found gold at Sutter's Mill in California, the news spread faster than any rumor before it. Within months, tens of thousands of fortune seekers crossed oceans and continents, reshaping California, displacing indigenous peoples, and building cities overnight. Similar rushes followed in Australia, Alaska, and South Africa, each repeating the same story of greed and grit, promise and peril. Gold built railways, toppled governments, and financed revolutions. It became not just wealth, but the dream of freedom itself. Yet behind the glitter lay science as astonishing as the history. Gold's atoms were born not on Earth, but in the explosions of dying stars. Billions of years before our planet formed, cosmic collisions between neutron stars created the heavy elements that would later become gold, scattering them through the galaxy. When Earth took shape, gold sank deep into its core, leaving only traces in the crust, a reason why it is so rare today. Chemically, gold is nearly indestructible. It does not tarnish, rust, or decay. This eternal nature gave rise to its mythical status and practical power. In the modern world, that same stability makes gold indispensable. From circuit boards and satellite reflectors to dental, alloys and medical treatments, every smartphone carries tiny amounts of gold, linking the digital age to the same substance once buried with kings. But gold's brilliance comes at a cost. Mining has scarred landscapes and poisoned rivers with mercury and cyanide. Forests fall, waters turn black, and countless lives are risked for ounces of metal. Throughout history, miners have faced brutal conditions, from enslaved workers in Roman shafts to modern artisanal miners working with bare hands and mercury in the rivers of the Amazon or Congo. The colonial gold systems left deep inequalities that persist today. Entire economies depend on extraction, while the true environmental price remains hidden. Yet awareness is growing. In the 21st century, movements for fair mined gold promote ethical sourcing and sustainability. Scientists develop cleaner methods to extract and recycle gold from electronics. Governments are tightening regulations to protect workers and ecosystems. The world is slowly learning that the worth of gold must also account for the world it damages. So, what does gold truly represent? For 6 millennia, it has been a mirror reflecting humanity's highest ideals and darkest desires. From the tombs of kings to the chips in our phones, gold has traced the arc of civilization, a constant thread, binding the ancient and the modern, the sacred and the profane. It is a reminder that value is never purely material. It is shaped by the meaning we give it. As long as it gleams, gold will continue to fascinate, to corrupt, and to inspire. A symbol not just of wealth, but of what we choose to worship. And perhaps, in understanding its history, we can begin to measure our own